Hi guys, I'm Ian McMinn, and this is Path to I Am. Repeatedly coming home. So, in this path of acknowledging our true nature or acknowledging the most simple aspect of who we are, I am, which, as I've talked about, actually contains the kingdom. It actually contains all that we desire. And when we're in it, we're in the center of the wheel, right? We're not being flung around at the edge of the bicycle tire on the spokes. We're right in the center. In life, there may be moments, there may be longer periods of a day where we are at the edge of that wheel and we're not in the center. And it may even be perceived to be difficult. It may even be perceived to require a lot of effort to return to the I am. And as I've talked about, it is actually effortless because it is so simple. But reality can present itself as complex. And so sometimes there can be confusion and even forgetting how effortless it really is. And so I want to talk about this idea of the prodigal son, which is a story in the Bible. And it's this story of this young man that is the heir to the throne of a certain kingdom. He grows up in the kingdom, and at one point he chooses to leave, and he goes outside and runs off with some of the king's money and goes off and essentially gets lost out in the world. So he ends up gambling, he ends up drinking, he ends up getting lost in life, and ends up years later essentially living as somewhat of a beggar or a recluse, covered in dirt and grime and even having forgotten where he's from. And so the idea is that one day one of the king's subjects recognizes him and says, "Oh my gosh, you're from the kingdom." And they go and they give this message to the king, and he says, "Go and retrieve my son, bring him home." And the king ends up actually coming outside of his castle and coming down and greeting his son and clothing him in all of this fine garb, and they clean him up, and he remembers who he is, and he comes home. So this is the kind of analogy of I am, right? Is that we can forget that I am is our kingdom, and it's who we really are. And so all that really matters is that we repeatedly just keep coming home. We keep surrendering back into it. And it doesn't matter, as I've talked about, even when we're not in it, if we have that true conviction that that is what we are and that true knowing, we can always have that thread that leads us back. And there can be a lot of deep peace in that. And so the way that we come back is we just surrender. We surrender back into the I am. We release back into it. It's a relaxing, a letting go, a letting be. You're letting everything be as it is. And and just knowing that you are in the kingdom. And that's all that matters. And I might as well show. I have the little skyline here today, a little bit of a different location. But yeah, so this is how it works. Is you know where your true home is, and there may be different challenges, different exciting challenges that get you out into the spokes of the wheel. but coming back is so simple, and it's just something we get to keep doing. And so it's really exciting, and yet again, you'll manifest really interesting, exciting things in your life, and you can create. But from this path of I am, you're always getting to be home. And there's a lot of people that learn how to achieve amazing things in their lives, that even learn kind of the path of manifestation stuff. But they'll often find that even when they get good at that, they don't feel that, they don't have their center, which is kind of paradoxical, right? You can learn how to create all these things in your life and then still be so empty. So from this path, you get to be fulfilled from the beginning, and you're just creating all these things as a byproduct, right? Amazing relationships, amazing business, exciting adventures coming out of nowhere. But what really matters is knowing that all your fulfillment comes from within, comes from the I am. You can test this. You can only really feel fulfilled from the I am, from within, from this simple acknowledgement. And then from that place, as you engage with the external world, you get to experience all it has to offer and imbue it with your own joy, with your own appreciation. So anyway, guys, I'm Ian McMinn. This is Path to I Am. I also host the I Am podcast on Spotify. If you have any questions, or if you want to reach out to work with me, you can go to mcminnconsulting.com. That's MCMINN consulting.com. I have a crazy dog that's choosing to burrow around. He's excited I finished another video. Hi. Yes, and I look forward to talking to you guys soon. All right.